Well, hello, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. It is Friday. We actually made it. Can you believe it? I know. It's been that type of week, especially if you were hanging around me. It has been a run gun one, but it's been an excellent one. I'm Dr. Sheri, CEO of My Best Life Academy, coach, consultant, creator, author, and speaker. And I am delighted to bring to you here today Power Tables on Friday. And as you know, this is where you bring the lunch, we bring the tea. hmm And I've got it in my cup because it's my birthday month. Hey, that's what you do. I'm drinking a great herbal blend on today, green tea, always great for the immune system. So, absolutely love it. But hey, just wanted to share a quick thought with you. As I said, it's been a really, really busy week. Last week, we talked about revive. I hope you went back and got that because we had some technical issues. And anytime it gets that good, I know it's something that really needs to go out. So, we made sure that we stepped outside of our internet issues and made sure we recorded all of that for you. So, yeah, go back and check out that live just on last week on Revive. And one of the things with Revive is we definitely sometimes have to be revived back to the present. Yeah, we got to be in that moment. So, yeah, go ahead and hit somebody up. Let them know that we're here on today and we're sharing another great topic as you enjoy that lunch on today. And one of those things is when I started looking back at some of the things that I learned as a little kid, especially in my birthday month, always like to go back and just spend a little bit of time reflecting. That's what it means to really take another lap around the sun. Not that just we made it and took another lap and hey, we're here. But what did we learn in that lap? What did we gain in that lap? What wisdom pearls have come out of that lap? And as I was sitting there thinking on today and having just a little bit of tea and my morning jolt, if you will, you see my shirt on today. In October, we wear pink because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So today was my day to actually go and get my mammogram. So I'm celebrating with all these wonderful shades of pink going on. If you haven't gotten your mammogram, ladies, hey, it is time to do that. We got to be friendly to the girls. The girls are friendly to us. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully you did that. I got a great bag. Thank you bag. But I also had that time to reflect. And I started thinking about what are the things that I've done in this last year, this last lap around the sun, if you will, this 365 days. One of those things that I've learned is the difference between can and able. Can or able. Sometimes we say we can do something, and well, we can. Sometimes we say, okay, I'm able to do that, or maybe I can't do that. Maybe I'm not able to do that. But what are we really saying? And how is that? I thought about a favorite story growing up as a little kid in church, and they would tell us the story of Cain and Abel. I thought about that in light of the words we're discussing today and just a little play on that word. We learned a little bit about the difference between Cain and Abel. Cain, that man that just knew how to grow things rather. He could grow anything. But when it came time to making his sacrifice, well, it went a little bit of a different way. Okay. And then we think about Abel, that wonderful guy that brought his live sacrifice, the best that he had, and it was accepted. And well, we know how the story played out. So that's not where we're going today. But we're just looking at those names just a little bit as I say hello to my beautiful sister, Mr. Deborah. Good to see you here on today. Just always so amazing. But I thought about that in light of Cain and Abel and just a little play on the words can and able. When we actually say can, if we think about it in context to Cain, who just had that growing hand, it means that it was something he was able to do. He had the ability to do it. And it sounds like we're going over into his brother's name. But hold on for just a moment. That can word is again defined as able to do, having the ability to do, the power to do, the skill to do something. It's the know-how. And many times we get paid for even knowing how to do something because you can walk people through things on a phone. We walk people through life and death situations on a phone, teaching them how to do CPR just over the phone, and they've never done it before in their lives. But because we had the know how, we could translate that and help in a crisis situation. And a family member, a friend, or whoever it was, possibly their life was saved. It also means that somehow we keep all of this information inside. Yeah, it's the can, it's the know how. But when we look at able, able is that word, as we use the play on the words and the person in the Bible, able, spelled a little bit differently. But when we look at the actual word defined able, yeah, it's ability in there, but it also means having sufficient power, sufficient skill, sufficient resources. It's not just a verb, it's an adjective. It describes the noun or the pronoun, the person. It's having the quality, the nature that makes something possible. It's having the freedom also or the opportunity to do it. What are you talking about, Dr. Sheri? Because none of this is making sense. I'm glad you asked because this is my reflection time. Because I was asking the same questions. Why am I thinking about this and thinking about this on today of all days when I am going to get a mammogram? Can it just be a simple mammogram? Can I just wear my pink today, my pearls? Can I get away with just my chucks and my socks and get my little gift bag and get out of there? No, because it means something. You see, that can has to do with ability, yes, but it's a different ability. It's the ability in the capacity. And just like Cain, some of us have this ability in this large capacity of skills that we have. We can do something, but do we actually look into that capacity and then do a thing? What happens? That means we can do it with a little bit of finesse, expertise, skill. We've done the job. And then we walk away, maybe like Cain did. Maybe we don't look it over to see what would be our best skill in a particular setting. Maybe we don't take time to evaluate our gifts and choose the very best gift for a given scenario. Maybe we don't sit down long enough to see what the best talent would be. What are we talking about even today? Maybe it has to do with our love, someone that we have a relationship with. But because we have that relationship with them, because we've gotten so comfortable with them, we don't even look to see what would be the very best that we have to offer them in this day, in this moment, in this minute, in this next second. Because after all, we do love them. And that love is over the top. It's something we do, and perhaps we don't even think about it. But what if we took time to decide out of that love what would be the best gift that we could give them today out of that love? What would be the best of our talents that we could share with someone that we cared about in this day? What if we took the time to see what ability we had that would actually make their day phenomenal because we took time to survey our capacity in our abilities, in our love, and how we could love them at an optimum? Or do we just say it's another day and they know that we love them, but we didn't take time to assess what's in us and what would be the best fit for the person we love, for the children we love, perhaps the work that we love, perhaps the business that we love. We have the ability to do it, but we didn't survey to see what would be the best to give on today. We just chose something because it worked the day before, and it worked the day before that, and it worked the week before that, and it worked the month before that. So we just keep going, almost in a zombie like state. We keep moving, but we never stop to see what's the best. What is the best of what we have to offer in this day? I know we take time for our morning meditation and what we're thinking, but what would be the best that we could give someone? A smile, a kind word, maybe a hug. Have we thought it over as to what that would look like? Not really. It's what we do. It's the can attitude of Cain. I can do it, so I do it, but I don't take time to assess if it's the best. Okay? A little different from Abel. When we are able to do something, not only meaning we have the ability, but it's a part of our nature. You see, it's having that description that goes or applies to who we are. So when people hear our name, they say, oh, yeah, that's Minister Deborah. I know when I say her name, she's giving the absolute best to every patient that she has. She's not just giving garden variety care. She's giving individual, tailor-made care to each patient. That's just because I know her. So when I say her name and I say she's able, I'm saying more than she has the ability. I'm saying that's really who she is. That's a great description of her. Divine personal care. It's personal. And she consults, the divine to make sure she's delivering that care. It's synonymous then with her identity. I use her because I know her, but I wonder if that's synonymous with us. That every time we look within our ability, our able aspect, that description of who we are, and we select the very best for the person, the place, the face, the situation, the scenario, because it is synonymous with our nature. Therein lies the distinction of can and able. Can is that ability that is hidden in the capacity to do something. But able is that ability that lies within the identity to do something, because it lies in the identity of the person. It doesn't lie in the capacity then of the skill. That's the difference between the can and the able. So I had to ask myself today, am I a can or am I an able? Who am I? Because at the end of the story, at least when I was growing up as a little girl, Cain got canned. Yeah, at the end of it, he got canned, kicked out of his ability to garden like nobody's business and on the run. Abel's story kept going, even into the person for which he was a prototype. He became a progenitor, a sacrifice, if you will, upon which others were built upon, even the person of Jesus. A better one, of course. Yeah, but he was used as a prototype. Why? Because the ability was in his identity. It was never in his capacity. And so sometimes we'll say, I have the capacity to do that. And that's wonderful. That means you got the energy, the focus, the attention. You ready to roll, sis? I got you. But is it in your identity? Is it in your nature? Is it tied to who instead of do? That's a big difference. Because no matter who we are that person. If we're walking around, great sleep, great energy, or you wake us up out of a sound sleep, still wiping the sleep and the matter out of our eyes, we're going to be that who. But when it is tied to our do, we have to gather ourselves. Yeah, we got to figure out where our things are. When it's in our who, we may not even have the tools at that time. We may have to make a mash unit. I've done it many times, more times than I care to count. But because it was in my who, when it came time to do, I was able to get the job done with or without the designated tools. Why? It's a part of me. It's that best that I seek, no matter what day it is, no matter what person it is. It is the best that I want to give my husband every day, not just because I'm his wife and this is what I do. No, this is who I am. And when you say Mrs. Goodo, it means he's receiving the best of me every day because that's what I want from him. When you say Dr. Sheri, I want that to symbolize a who. More than she can, she's able and she's willing because that's who she is. What is your description today? Who are you? A can or an able? You can put some great things in the chat for me, questions if you will, because let me tell you, this is great tea to go with your lunch today. I'm telling you. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, Mr. Deborah. Oh my goodness. Great care, she says, and we know it, of her patients. She loves it, and she thanks God for choosing her to do that. That tells me she's an able. I would just know it if I didn't know her. She's an able. So we say to you to go back and to start assessing those relationships, spousal relationships, those with our children, those with our coworkers, those with others in the community, whether that's serving on a board, whether that's helping our children in a little league, whatever it is. Are we in the do category with the can? Because the can has the ability, they have the power, they have the skill, they even have the know-how. But it's not in their nature. It's just kind of like getting a check in your box. I know. It's kind of like getting brownie points for doing a thing. Okay. And that's okay. If that's where we are, that's okay. I got you. But I have to tell you that there's a lot more privilege and pleasure and honor that comes when it lies within able. Because that's tied to the who, not just the do. It's tied to our identity. And so it comes through immediately. I can tell when I get someone, let me just use this for an example, because right now, after the pandemic, more of us are dealing with quote unquote customer service than we ever have. A part of my job in corporate America is customer service. How well you create a customer experience. Let me tell you, I can almost tell instantly when I pick up the phone that I have someone on the other end and customer service, when I have an issue, a concern, a problem, a question about anything, a product, something I bought, but I can tell instantly when I pick someone in customer service who's an able and who's a can. The can is dry, they're getting it done. Okay, let me see how quickly I can get her off this phone. And I understand things get busy. Trust me, I do this job. I do it well. I know how it gets when you really got to go to the bathroom or you really want to drink some more tea. You really want to finish your sandwich and another call comes in. I get it. I deal with cold calls and warm calls. I deal with it. Okay. It makes sense to me. But also, if we don't have that customer on the other end, if we don't have that client base, no matter what company we have, own, work for, it won't last long without great customer client experience. I always say this, is that a great salesperson does their job in getting us to buy a product, but great service causes us to come back and be a repeat buyer. That's in the able department. Okay. Customer service may have been a can, but able is a repeat customer client experience over and over. So as you create your business, as you think about what you want to do, whether that's to continue with a company or to do your own as an entrepreneur, whether that is to develop a product and then you actually sell it yourself, whatever that is, you don't want just one time customer experience with anyone. You want that. You hope you build it in such a way that you get a repeat customer experience over and over. And that lies in great customer service, which lies in the word able. Because able, again, is tied to the ability, which is hidden in the identity. And it was hidden so well that when I started with this company, they had not paid, I'm not going to say they haven't paid attention to customer service because they were a big company. We're not going to say that. But what they hadn't done was actually look to see how it could be repeated. And what we did on our end as physicians to build that, they hadn't really looked at that. But when I came to the company, it took 2 years of them listening. And there was an award created, given away for the very first time ever in the company's history. And that one went to yours truly. And this is what he said, the senior VP of the company, because you created the best client experience. Yeah. That's an able. So even if we don't, like to read, even if we don't even like to pick up certain books, okay, that's your call. Think about it from this aspect. I would want my product, my patent, my book, okay? I would want a repeat customer. I would want someone telling someone else about what I do because they had a great customer client experience. And that it wasn't just my ability, but it was my ability hidden in the identity. You want them to say that about you, not the ability that's in the capacity to get something done. That's great. But without the identity, we miss quite a few things because we never look for the best. We just look for the rest of what we can do so that we can step away from it and maybe get some rest. So, hey, that's the time on today. I always like to keep you guys. I want to know if you have questions, comments, anything. I'm reading my sisters. This is really good. A continuous flow. Exactly. That's what Abel does. Creates a continuous flow. His brother Cain, well, wasn't talked about too much after the opening. But Abel gets a mentioning in Hebrews again. Why? He chose the best. Yeah. He looked beyond his capacity into his identity and said, if I want the best, perhaps he would too. Yeah. My creator would want that too. So I'm going to choose the best and not just the rest. That's what we're doing today. So choose the best in your relationships, to give that to your spouse, to your sweetie, to your honey, to your boo, to your children, to your community, to your church, and then give it to yourself. Because if you're good at choosing the best for others, you should be good at choosing the best for you. Right? Right? I know. This is some real good tea over here. I'm telling you, this is good stuff. So yeah, so it's been that type of week for me, just coming out of revival, and oh my goodness, great time with Berean Tabernacle and my amazing church family, my amazing brother, international artist Chester D.T. Baldwin tore the house up. Oh yeah, it was that good. It was that good. We had Reverend A.K. Thomas came in, lit it up on Monday, and Dr. Bo Williams kicked it off on Sunday. And then, of course, I had the opportunity to share as well on that time with my brother Chester D.T. Baldwin. So we are so excited for the opportunity that Dr. Hurley Clayton gives all of us. So we thank you all that joined in for community as well in our local area. And wherever you are on today, I want to say this, that make sure that you leave the room more sunny than when you walked in, even on a rainy day. Do it with your style and your smile. Make somebody else's day a little bit lighter. And today, if you've listened to anything we've shared, be an able and not just a can. Okay, we'll be talking with you soon. I'm Dr. Sheri. This has been Power Tables. Always so excited to join you guys on a Friday as you bring your lunch and, well, we bring the tea. And we brought it over today. So, you guys have an amazing Friday, wonderful weekend as I enjoy the rest of my birthday month, making it happen. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just a little bit excited. Okay, not going to sing today. Have a great one. And thank you, sis. I see you there. Thank you for those prayers too. Love you all. Have a wonderful Friday.